future doctors. I am your Ujjwal sir. Today I'm going to start with a new topic on fungus, and that is on class Ascomycetes. But before I start with this topic, I must recommend you to watch my earlier videos that I have already shared with you on Phycomycetes, as every other class of fungus is related. So अगर आप वो वीडियो आप वॉच नहीं किए हो, मेरा रिकमेंडेशन है कि वो वीडियो थोड़ा वॉच करो. उससे क्या होगा, उससे आज का वीडियो आपके पास क्रिस्टल क्लियर रहेगा. Before I start with Ascomycetes, I would take some time to just thank you for all the comments that you are sharing with me. Yes, let us start with a topic called Ascomycetes. So the class is about Ascomycetes. So this is one of the class under the 4 classes that we have already talked about. Fine. So just to begin with, थोड़ा सा आइडिया आपको दे देते हैं. So that is, we are talking about kingdom fungi, where there are 4 basic classes are there. There are 4 class of fungus are there. And on what basis this class has been made, we are going to talk about that. The first class is class Phycomycetes. The next class is class Ascomycetes. The third class is Basidiomycetes. And the fourth class is about Deuteromycetes. Deuteromycetes. Now, my dear students, on what basis this 4 class has been made? So the basis on which the 4 class has been made is on these 3 topics. First is the morphology of mycelium. Morphology of mycelium. The second is the mode of spore formation. Mode of spore formation. And the third is the type of fruiting body. Type of fruiting body. So on these 3 bases only, there are 4 different class of fungus that we have seen. Now, Phycomycetes we have already covered in the last video. What is the meaning of the term Phyco? Phyco means what? Algae. And Mycetes means fungus. So they are called sac fungi. They are called algal fungi. They are called algal fungi. So Phyco means algae, because the study of algae is called phycology. The study of algae is called phycology. So the term Phyco means what? Algae. So they are called algal fungi. Today we are going to talk about Ascomycetes. Ascomycetes. Now in this topic, Asco has come from the term ascus. And what is the meaning of ascus? Ascus means sac or bag. Sac or bag. That means their common name is Mycetes means what? Mycetes means fungi. So the common name is, they're called sac fungi. They're called sac fungi. So whenever we talk about Ascomycetes, what is the morphology of their mycelium? इनका morphology क्या है? Morphology of mycelium is they are septate. They are septate and branched. That means they have got septa in between. So this is the hyphae, and they have got nucleus, well-defined nucleus, and they have got septa, and also they are branched. So this is the branch that they have got. Fine. And definitely above, they have got fruiting body. They have got fruiting body. So this is the morphology of the mycelium. Now, what is their mode of nutrition? What is their mode of nutrition? So whenever we talk about the nutrition, that means we know कि fungus normally वो क्या है? They are saprophytes. Apart from being saprophytes, they are also parasitic. They are also parasitic. That means they are parasitic, means they can cause diseases. So ये क्या cause कर सकते हैं? They can cause different type of diseases. Now, saprophytic means what? They feed on dead and decaying organisms. That means they ultimately help in what? मिनरलाइजेशन, ऑर्गेनिक मैटर को वो डिकम्पोज करके इनऑर्गेनिक मैटर में मिनरलाइजेशन में हेल्प करते हैं. सो दे बेसिकली हेल्प इन मिनरलाइजेशन, व्हिच इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नाउ सी some of them, they are coprophilous. They are coprophilous. Coprophilous means copro means dung and phil means loving, so they are dung loving, so they can grow on dung. Okay, so this is about a basic idea about what about Ascomycetes. So when we get into the examples of them, now we know, before getting into examples, let's get into the reproduction topic. So how they reproduces. In the very first topic about fungus, I have talked about that reproduction can be asexual, vegetative and sexual. So asexually, how they reproduce? Asexually, and mind you, they can also go into vegetative way. Asexually, they can make what? Conidia. They can make what? Conidia or conidiospore. Conidiospores. Sexually, they can reproduce by somatogamy. Sexually, they can reproduce by somatogamy. And again, when we talk about sexual reproduction, अगर आप जो हम पहले वीडियो बनाए हैं वहां पे सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन को देखिए, वहां पे 3 तरह के रिप्रोडक्शंस हैं, 3 तरह के स्टेप हैं. द फर्स्ट वन इज प्लाज्मोगैमी, जहां पे क्या होगा? व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन? टू ऑफ द हाइफी ऑफ नेगेटिव स्ट्रेन, ऑपोजिट स्ट्रेन इज गोइंग टू कम क्लोज टुगेदर विद द साइटोप्लाज्म. दिस इज अ पॉजिटिव स्ट्रेन एंड दिस इज अ नेगेटिव स्ट्रेन, बिकॉज फंगस में तो मेल और फीमेल फंगस नहीं होता है. So let me give a separate color over here. So this is a negative strain, and see, this is the cytoplasm or protoplasm. So 2 of the protoplasm, they are going to meet first, called plasmogamy. Gamy मतलब क्या है? Gamy मतलब marriage है. So protoplasm का marriage is called plasmogamy, and then the 2 of the nucleus having n plus n, they are going to join. The second step is what? Karyogamy. And we know sometimes this n plus n, they join together, they immediately never make zygote, but they remain in n plus n stage, which is called as dikaryon. क्या कहते हैं इसको? कभी कभी ये 2 न्यूक्लियस पास आते हैं and then straight away they never make zygote immediately. Sometimes they remain like this, and that phase is called dikaryon phase. So this is karyogamy, and after the formation of zygote, क्या होगा यहाँ पे? Meiosis, because zygote is 2n. So meiosis is going to occur, resulting into what? Making haploid spore. क्या बनाएगा? Haploid spores बनाएंगे. So this is about the sexual reproduction. When we talk about vegetative, they can show what? Budding. They can go for vegetative in the form of budding, sometimes fragmentation, and sometimes fission. So this is the way that they can go for vegetative way of reproduction. So let us talk about the examples of Ascomycetes. So whenever we are going to get into the examples, आपको कैसे याद रखना है examples, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कुछ ज्यादा examples हैं, and मैं आपको ट्रिक भी समझा रहा हूं कैसे आपको याद रखना है. And while giving you this particular idea about the examples, मैं कुछ आपको डायग्राम भी दिखाऊंगा ताकि आपके सेरिब्रम पे वो कंप्लीटली एनग्रॉस्ड हो जाए, एनक्रिप्टेड हो जाए. ओके, सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद एग्जांपल, एंड द एग्जांपल इज PANS-SEM BP. Example is PANS-SEM BP. Now when I'm talking about PANS-SEM BP, आप पूछोगे सर क्या है ये? PAN4A4 N1 S1 C1 E2 M1 B1 P1. थोड़ा काउंट करो कितने सारे हो गए? 4, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So in total, we have to remember the 16 examples of ascomycetes. And how to remember it? By PanSEM-BP. Now, क्या है ये PanSEM-BP? I said P to the power 4. So the first P is Penicillium notatum. Penicillium notatum. This is a fungus, and this fungus can make an antibiotic called penicillin. It can make an antibiotic called penicillin. Who are the scientists who got Nobel Prize due to this? Class 12 में पढ़ोगे आप 3 of the scientists named Alexander Fleming, then Ernst Chain, and Florey, Chain and Fleming. They got in 1945. They got Nobel Prize, and this is Howard Florey. So they got Nobel Prize. They got Nobel Prize in the year 1945. Very, very important. We are again going to study this same topic in class 12 about Penicillium notatum under the topic called antibiotic. Fine. This is number 1, Penicillium notatum. The second example is Penicillium. P to the power 4 मैंने बोला था आपको. So next example है Penicillium camemberti. ये क्या है? This Penicillium camemberti, it can make a cheese called camemberti cheese. It can make a cheese called camemberti cheese. और ये camemberti cheese नॉर्मली हम जानते हैं कि चीज बनाता है बैक्टीरिया, बिकॉज ये फर्मेंटेड प्रोडक्ट है. चीज इज अ फर्मेंटेड प्रोडक्ट, and this cheese is mainly made by a bacteria named Propionibacterium shermani. Again, the same topic is there in class 12 under microbes in human welfare में. Fine. And this bacteria when makes this cheese, इस चीज के ऊपर अगर ये फंगस ग्रो कर जाए Penicillium camemberti, then it gives a characteristic flavor to that cheese. So ये चीज बहुत फ्लेवर है इसका दाम भी थोड़ा ज्यादा है, इसका प्राइस ज्यादा है. So this is camemberti cheese. So ये सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल हो गया Penicillium का. The third example is Penicillium roqueforti. Penicillium roqueforti, this also makes another type of cheese called Roquefort cheese. And this Roquefort cheese is also present in the same topic of class 12 called microbes in human welfare. वहां पे उसका नाम क्या है? Roquefort cheese. So 3 तरह के पेनिसिलियम के बारे में बात किया गया. The fourth one is Penicillium griseofalvum. And griseofalvum, this particular penicillin, which looks like this, I'm going to show you the diagram of this. They have got conidia at the top of their body, so they are exogenous in nature. Fine. ये सब क्या है? ये conidia है. I'm going to show you the particular figure. Fine. Or also called conidiospores. So Penicillium griseofalvum, it makes an antifungal component called griseofalvin, and it is an antifungal component. क्या है ये antifungal component है. Antifungal drug, जहां पे groin area में कभी कभी itching होते हैं, so ये मेडिसिन आपको मिलेगा in the form of cream, and उसका composition क्या है? griseofalvin. And this is derived from griseofalvin is derived from Penicillium griseofalvum. So ये 4 तरह के penicillium we have talked about. Now I said again to remind you, क्या बोला था आपको? PanSEM-BP. So 3 to the power 4 हो गया, नाउ a to the power 4, a मतलब क्या है? The next one is fifth one called Aspergillus. Aspergillus. The first one is Aspergillus niger. Aspergillus niger is called as the weed of laboratory. Weed of laboratory. And it makes on a commercial scale, ये क्या बनाता है? Citric acid बनाता है. And it is again there in class 12 book called Microbes in Human Welfare. Fine. So ये था और एक Aspergillus niger. The second is Aspergillus flavus. Aspergillus flavus. Aspergillus flavus ये normally stored food को attack करते हैं. And basically they attack on cashew nut and groundnut. Cashew nut and groundnut. So आज के बाद जब आप इस cashew nut और groundnut को खाओगे, थोड़ा देख लेना कि वो dust particles में आ जा रहा है कि the moment you press it, it becomes dusty. Definitely it is suffering from it's infected by Aspergillus flavus. And ये इतना खतरनाक है Aspergillus flavus that this particular food can create a type of chemical called aflatoxin. Aflatoxin. And this aflatoxin can make liver cancer. It can create cancer in the liver. ये क्या बना सकता है? Liver cancer बना सकता है aflatoxin. So ये Aspergillus flavus. Yes, 6 नंबर हो गया. 7th is Aspergillus. Aspergillus fumigatus. Aspergillus fumigatus. And this Aspergillus fumigatus, it can create automycosis disease in ear. Automycosis. Auto मतलब क्या है? Study of ear. क्या है? Study of ear है otology. So automyco. Myco मतलब क्या है? Study of fungi. And cis मतलब क्या है? Condition. So automycosis disease कहाँ पे हो सकता है? Ear में by the infection by Aspergillus fumigatus. And it also causes the disease called aspergillosis in lungs. And इसका जो symptoms है aspergillosis in lungs is having the same type of symptoms of tuberculosis in lungs. Symptoms same है. Tuberculosis in lungs and aspergillosis in lungs, the symptoms are quite similar. Same type of similar है, symptoms है. Now this is Aspergillus fumigatus. Aspergillus fumigatus. Aspergillus flavus. So it affects the stored food in cashew nut, groundnut, and it releases a chemical called aflatoxin. And aflatoxin, it is a chemical which can create liver cancer. The next one is Aspergillus fumigatus. It causes what? Automycosis in ear. मतलब ये ईयर में डिजीज करता है ऑटोमाइकोसिस एंड एस्परगिलोसिस इन लंग्स. और ये लंग्स में क्या कर सकता है? द सेम टाइप ऑफ इफेक्ट सिम्टम्स आर क्लोज टू ट्यूबरक्लोसिस. नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन दिस इज 7th. 8th one is Aspergillus oryzae. Aspergillus oryzae. Now ये Aspergillus oryzae ये क्या बनाता है? It helps in saccharification of rice. So it can affect the rice and can ferment the rice and can make alcohol. It is called as saccharification of rice. So these are the 4. So क्या था? कैसे याद रखना था? PANS SEM BP. Fine. So PAN हो गया, P to the power 4 हो गया, penicillin 4 तरह के penicillin we have talked about. Now we have talked about the 4 different types of Aspergillus. Now N to the power 1. N क्या है? N is the 9th one called Neurospora crassa. why Neospora crassa is important? Because इसको कहते हैं ड्रोसोफिला of plant kingdom. ड्रोसोफिला what is ड्रोसोफिला? आप जानते हो ड्रोसोफिला क्या है? ये फ्रूट फ्लाई है. ड्रोसोफिला ऑफ प्लांट किंगडम. ड्रोसोफिला ऑफ प्लांट किंगडम. Now one question to you to so that I can see your comment, your active participation. What is the chromosome number of Drosophila melanogaster? Fruit fly का chromosome number क्या है? It was there in your earlier NEET NCERT. अभी वो deleted हो गया है. It was there in class 12 reproduction in organisms. What is the chromosome number of Drosophila melanogaster? Just comment me in the comment section. Drosophila of plant kingdom क्यों? क्योंकि इसके ऊपर जेनेटिक्स का रिसर्च चलता है. Genetical experiment is being taken, is being done by Neospora crassa because they have got very short lifespan. They have very short lifespan, though their variations are huge. Neospora crassa, the person who got Nobel Prize is Beadle and Tatum. Beadle and Tatum, both of them, they got Nobel Prize for giving one concept. उसका नाम क्या है? वो किसके ऊपर टेस्ट किए? They tested on Neospora crassa and they came out with this concept of one gene, one enzyme concept. That means one gene is responsible to exhibit one enzyme. One gene is concerned of giving rise to one particular protein, making one particular protein, which is an enzyme. So one gene, one enzyme concept was given by Beadle and Tatum. और उनको क्या मिला? उनको नोबेल प्राइज मिला and they tested on the fungus called Neospora crassa. So इसको ये जब देखोगे, हम जब दिखाएंगे आपको डायग्राम में, ये पिंक कलर, sometimes they make pink color and they are also called as pink or red mold. Sometimes they affect the bread. I'm going to show you this figure. और bread में वो red mark या pink mark is due to Neospora crassa. So ये था हमारा N. अब क्या है? S1. मतलब next is S. S होगा 10th number. So 10th is S. S for Saccharomyces. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. What it creates, इसको दो तरह से कह सकते हैं. We can call them to be bread baker cyst क्योंकि ये ब्रेड मेकिंग में हेल्प करते हैं. एंड ऑल्सो दे आर कॉल्ड एज ब्रूअर cyst. Brewing industry, the brewer cyst, they also help in brewing industry. That means they can help in making alcohol because they help in fermentation. और fermentation में क्या बनाएंगे? Alcohol बनाएंगे. And we are going to study the same in class 12 in again the same topic, microbes in human welfare. Fine. Saccharomyces cerevisiae ये bread making में help करते हैं and also they help in alcohol making called beverage. Bread industries में इसको use किया जाता है. This is what? Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Now again, to remind you how to remember, it is again PanSem BP. So S तक हो गया है. P to the power 4, A to the power 4, N1, S1. So 10 हो गए हैं. What is C stands for? C1. The name of this is, the 11th one is Claviceps purpurea. Claviceps purpurea. Now this Claviceps purpurea, it can cause ergot disease in bajra or rye. In bajra or in rye. So I'm going to show you the figure. Ergot disease. And this ergot disease say, you see diseased bajra say, there is a drug which is being isolated. इसका नाम क्या है? Drug का नाम है ergotin. This is the name of the drug which is being found from this Claviceps purpurea infection. ये C to the power 1 है. That means there are only one Claviceps purpurea, आपको याद रखना है. E to the power 2. That means E square. E मतलब क्या है? Now 13th. E stands for Erysipecae tritici. Erysipecae tritici. And the one is called Erysipecae polygony. Erisaiphe polygony. Erisaiphe polygony can make powdery mildew disease in pea plant, and Erisaiphe TDC can make powdery mildew disease in TDC. मतलब क्या है? Triticum aestivum, wheat. Scientific name of wheat is what? Triticum aestivum. So Triticum aestivum याद है, आई थिंक Triticum aestivum आप फर्स्ट चैप्टर में पढ़ लिए ये Triticum aestivum wheat. So Erisaiphe TDC, it can make powdery mildew in wheats. Erisaiphe polygony, ये हो गया 14th one. So again to remember, PANS, SEM, BP, P to the power 4, A to the power 4, N1, S1, C1, E to the power 2. M is 1. What is M? Let's get into M. M means 15th is Morchella. It is Morchella. What is Morchella? It's an edible fungi. It is an edible fungi, Morchella. Then BP, B for Buffles and P for Peziza. P for Peziza. What is Peziza? It's called as cup fungi. It's called as cup fungi. Buffles, Morchella, Buffles, Peziza, all of them are edible fungi. Edible fungi. And now I'm going to show you some of the figure of it. Fine, I think this is okay with you. Now I'm going to show you some of the figures. ये देखो, ये है Morchella. This is what? This is Morchella. This is Morchella. It's an edible fungus. Fine. ये Morchella है. देखो ये fruiting body को देखो कैसा है. This is the fruiting body. See, this is the fruiting body. Okay. Now, next figure. This is called Peziza, cup fungi. Peziza is also called as cup fungi. So this is Peziza. It's called cup fungi. See how it looks like. It looks like cup. It's look like cup. See, ये देखो cup. This is cup. Okay, it's called cup fungi called Peziza. This is what? Peziza. Now, the next one. This is ergot disease in bajra caused by Claviceps purpureus. Claviceps purpureus. It forms what? Ergot disease. Ergot disease in bajra. In bajra or rye. So this is the disease. See the infection. यहाँ पे देखो infection. This is the infection. Clear? And then this is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It shows what? Budding. Yeast है. ये कौन है? Saccharomyces cerevisiae is an yeast. और yeast क्या show करता है? Yeast shows off with budding. So this is the bud which is forming in. See? This is a bud. This is the bud which is forming in. Okay, ये bud है. देखो ये mitochondria. See, this is the nucleus. Endoplasmic reticulum. Mitochondria over here. This is a vacuole, Golgi body, fat globules. So this is a Saccharomyces. What is it? This is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which causes Baker's cyst and Brewer's cyst. It is called as Baker's or brewing. Brewing industry में help करते हैं. What is this? This is called as. Any idea what is this? This is a pea plant, and in the pea plant it forms what? It is affected by Erisaiphe TTC, Erisaiphe polygony, Erisaiphe polygony. It causes what kind of disease? Erisaiphe polygony. It is a powdery mildew of pea plant. Okay. And next diagram is about the famous. What is it? Remember conidia, मतलब ये penicillium के बारे में कहा जा रहा है. And the 4, you know what is the meaning of 4? 4 means what? Stalk. The stalk which holds, 4 means what in biology? Stalk. The stalk which holds conidia. So this is the conidia. And this is called phyalides or sterigmata. Phyalides or sterigmata. See, which holds the spores. एंड दिस इज मेड्यूले, दिस इज मेड्यूले, एंड दिस इज कोनिडियोस्पोर। और ये क्या है? हाइफी है। दिस इज हाइफी। किस तरह का हाइफी है? किस तरह का हाइफी है? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ हाइफी आर दे? सेप्टेड और असेप्टेड? यू कैन सी सेप्टेड, सेप्टेड हाइफी एंड ब्रांच्ड, सेप्टेड हाइफी एंड ब्रांच। सो ये है पेनिसिलियम नोटेटम। एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट एस्परगिलस, दिस इज एस्परगिलस। फाइन, यहां पे एक ही लेयर है फियालिड्स का, यहां पे दो लेयर है, इट्स कॉल्ड मेट्यूले एंड फियालिड्स, इसलिए इसको कहते हैं बाइसेरिएट, एंड दिस इज यूनिसेरिएट। सो दिस इज एस्परगिलस। सबका देखो बाहर से एक्सोजीनस इन नेचर, द स्पोर आर फॉर्म्ड आउटसाइड, सो दे आर एक्सोजीनस इन नेचर। फाइन, एंड दिस इज द पिंक मोल्ड, दैट इज ब्रेड मोल्ड। ब्रेड में होता है ऐसा पिंक मोल्ड, न्यूरोस्पोरा क्रासा, न्यूरोस्पोरा क्रासा, ये ब्रेड मोल्ड है, पिंक कलर्ड, सो दिस इज न्यूरोस्पोरा क्रासा। Yes, my dear students, so this is how this topic is very, very important. This topic is very, very important about ascomycetes because सबसे ज्यादा examples ascomycetes में है. So for NEET this is very, very important, and also for your board exam this is going to be very, very important. Mind you, if you got any doubt you can comment me in the comment section. I am going to come up with the next video on Basidiomycetes. और Basidiomycetes में इतने सारे एग्जाम्पल्स हमें नहीं पढ़ना है बिकॉज वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ Basidiomycetes इज Agaricus campestris, which is edible fungus, मशरूम जिसको कहते हैं, वो इसका एक एग्जाम्पल है। किस तरह का फूडिंग बॉडी है उनमें? दे हैव गॉट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ फूडिंग बॉडी? दे हैव गॉट Basidiocarp as a fruiting body, and the spores are definitely going to be Basidiospores. We are going to talk about that. Now my dear students, let me again tell you all the piece of information that I have given it to you. मैं आपको एक ट्रिक्स समझाया किस तरह से याद करना होता है। एंड माइंड यू, जब आप अभी ये सुन रहे हो तो आप अपने ब्रेन को ज्यादा डोंट डिपेंड अपॉन दिस। व्हाई? बिकॉज ये तब आपको हेल्प करेगा जब आप लिखोगे, बिकॉज अभी आपने सुन लिया एंड यू आर गोइंग टू फॉरगेट। सो राइट डाउन ऑल द नोट्स एंड कमेंट मी इन द कमेंट सेक्शन जहां पे आपको डाउट होता है। आई एम गोइंग टू हेल्प यू आउट। फाइन, सो स्टे ट्यून्ड, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।